everybody. Happy Sunday.
Good morning. Good morning.
How y'all doing out there in Radio Land, in Internet World, in Misfits Radio Internet World? How you guys doing out there? Hopefully you guys have had a wonderful, restful, rainy weekend. It's been a many rainy nights in Georgia.
That's true.
And somebody said when it's a rainy night in Georgia, feel like it's raining all over the world. But it ain't no sleep like thunderstorm sleep.
Right.
You get under the mattress and get you a good old hearty something to eat. Mm-hmm. And just, I know I said under the mattress. You know, I did that intentionally just for that person. I said the mattress, yes. You get in between the box spring and the mattress. Sometimes you need something heavy to lay on. You don't heavy to lay on top of you for you sleep real deep. You got that real heavy quilt, that real heavy blanket.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. You can get good sleep. So
I've done it.
Yeah, good rest and good sleep. So hopefully you guys have had that. How you been doing, Kiki?
Great.
You've been doing great.
Yeah, I absolutely love the rain.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been in heaven.
Well,
and then you just turn on the AC.
Yeah.
And get your favorite blanket plus the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then and then a good slow movie. That's the good sleep combination. A good slow movie.
Good slow movie?
It got to be slow.
What would be a good slow movie?
Like the Titanic.
Titanic?
That's a good long slow movie.
Yeah.
Going with the Wind. That's a good, you know, I would say Roots because it's so long, but I mean, you might have dreams
Star
of
Wars.
running.
Get angry.
Right. Yeah, Star Wars, that's a good long slow movie. Lord of the Rings, if you've seen it as many times as I have, yes. You know, it's a good old, you go to sleep, you wake up and you know exactly what's going on. They ain't burnt the ring yet. Everything going on, you right there. So we're excited to be back. We are happy to be here with you on this wonderful Sunday. This is the day that the Lord has made. And in spite of all, we're going to rejoice and be glad in it no matter what. So I don't care what's bothering you. I don't care what you don't have. I don't care what you're lacking. You have to make up in your mind that you're going to rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. One thing, scripture I like, the Bible says, I believe David, he says, I command my soul to bless the Lord, which means sometimes it's not easy. You know, sometimes you don't feel like it. Sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes, you know, there's a war between, you know, your will and what you know you're supposed to do.
Yes.
There's a war with gratitude and situation. And sometimes circumstances don't care about survival. You know what I mean? And none of that. You know, so it's like, wait a minute. You know, but in everything give thanks. Yes, in everything give thanks because it is the will of the Lord concerning you. And if the Lord has willed it for your life, then it is to be so. Yes.
I was saying, like last week, we had to go in and rejoice, even though we was sitting in that traffic.
Yes.
And I was so upset.
I wasn't jovial at all.
I was just mad.
How long did it finally take y'all to turn around and get back to where y'all were going?
Another 30 minutes.
Too long.
Really?
No, really, another 30 minutes to get to the exit.
Really?
We would have been an hour and 30 minutes late.
And that was what, 41?
Mm-hmm.
That was to get to 41?
Wow. Yeah. We hadn't even passed the truck station where they check in.
Y'all was at Thorn Road.
Yeah.
Yep.
A while to go. And today,
per exit, that would have been an hour.
right.
Y'all had 3?
3 more to go. And normally, like today, we got on the freeway at like 11:30, 20. You know, as long as you get on 20 by not 11:30, by 10:30, you normally can get off at 20 in about 15 minutes. We'll give you 15 minutes to come on down, you know, to our little spot, you know. And, you know, but not that particular day. 10:30, and it didn't matter what lane you, and then people do the dumbest stuff. And I'm just going to, you know, people do. Like, you hopping from lane to lane to lane to lane to lane. And ain't nobody going nowhere. You've burnt up all this gas for nothing. And you done worked my last nerve. But I have a praise report. I want to tell everyone that I passed the test.
Yesterday.
Baby,
I didn't think you wanted to tell it. But
I
go ahead and
passed the test. I passed it.
Okay.
Flying colors.
As long as you pass.
Passed it. So, we're going to this baby shower of, Kiara's god sister and, a friend, a good friend. And so we're going to this baby shower. And I done made up in my mind that I'm going. Now, this is a big deal for two people that are not really social.
Okay.
Two people that don't do people.
Okay.
But we going.
I understand.
Because,
I don't do people.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's two people that don't do people, but we going because we love you.
Right.
We coming on to the baby shower. So the baby shower starts at 4 o'clock, and we arrive at 4, and shortly thereafter, no one is there.
We get there at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, it started at
Yeah,
4. We
sorry
get
for
there at
we
5.
got there at 5.
Okay.
And the point of us getting there at 5 was so hopefully it had gone on and popped off. You know what I mean? So we didn't have to wait for it to pop off. It had popped off.
It
by
already
now.
popped.
You know what I mean? Like pop. Cork already off the bottle. Let's do it. So I can do that.
Right.
But I can't do that awkward stage of sitting. So how do you
waiting,
know
right.
who you invited? Because I'm not, conversational like that. I'm going now. So me and Kiki decide, after sitting there for those awkward moments and not knowing anybody, we're going to walk around Walmart, a.k.a. Wally World. Now, I got to really be trying to get out of a place because I hate with a passion Walmart.
Okay.
So anytime I'm willing to walk around Walmart, I'm ready to
You're
go.
ready to go.
We get in Walmart, we park, we get out the car, we're walking down the parking lot. Kiki is walking about maybe 3 or 4 steps ahead of me. Now, normally me and Kiki walk side by side, but today she's walking ahead of me. It took me a little longer to get out the car than normal.
Okay.
So,
You were in front of me.
no, I was behind you. I couldn't see your face. I was behind you.
Okay.
So Kiki's like a couple of
Once she passed, because I had turned.
right.
So then I was in front of you once we turned around. But initially walking, you were ahead of me.
Yes, but when she started, so we jump in the story.
start, go ahead.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
Kiki's in front of me.
I'm like, who is she?
Right.
Who she is.
Tell
Kiki's
this
in
story
front of
right.
me.
Okay.
And this lady start beeping, and she's right. I was ahead of her at first.
Okay.
She beeped aggressively,
Okay.
and
So
I
a
stopped
woman pulled down the aisle to park.
to park,
Mm-hmm.
and she beeped aggressively. Kiki walked on a little further, and I had stopped moving because of how aggressive
Right.
the beep was. It wasn't no toot-toot. It
Right.
was a beep. Like, oh,
As I was passing
We're
the parking
beeping.
spot.
Okay.
so Kiki is passing the parking spot. I'm twixt in between it.
I'm standing in it.
She beep again, and she mouths
Sitting
something.
down.
Right, she done mouthed something. She said something, and so now I'm looking at her like,
She said, "Hurry up and get out my way."
but this is on the other side of the window,
Okay.
right? So I couldn't hear it. I'm still trying to digest the beep. Then now you're on the other side of the window beeping and talking.
Then she rolled
So now I
down the
looked
window.
at her. I'm looking at her.
Right at her.
And I'm looking at her like,
Right.
like,
Like you're not saved.
and then she rolled down the window
Wrong thing to do.
and proceeded to say,
Hurry up.
I said, now I'm on the inside, I'm losing it. I said, hurry up and get out of my way. Could you walk any slower?
Let me show you.
And all I could say is, you's a good Christian. You love the Lord. You love him. You love him. You ain't finna fail this parking lot test. Preaching and, sharing the word and telling people to feed. You finna pass this. And then Kiki's ahead of me. And if Kiki ain't cussed out, surely you.
You ain't cutting cuss out, right?
But when I tell you,
Because between the two of us,
every word I could think to say was trying to jam its way through my brain, out my mouth. And then the bad part about it was, then when Kiki and her fell out laughing, it took a minute for me to kind of come back around. Because turn out, Kiki know the girl. And they was playing. My blood pressure done went from, I done worked out plans to kill her, stand in the parking spot. Well, what you gonna do if she run over you? Jump up on the hood of the car, reach round the window she opened, grab her by her wheat, and bang her head against the window. But I want to say that I passed the test because although my mind still needs to be renewed, because I still thought it, I've matured enough not to say what came across my mind. So for all of the mothers of the church that at one point in time told me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, this is one time I listened.
Yeah, you're a better man than I.
And I'm so glad because then we were going to the baby shower together. So had I cussed her out, I would have been feeling real funny in that room. Lord, I done showed my whole mind.
See, y'all so saved. That's why God needs you to come and give me some spiritual healing every Sunday. Because I would have failed that test miserably.
Right. Is this trick beeping? I know she didn't beep.
But the thing about it is, I can't take credit because had I not known her,
it would have been different.
that's it.
I'm reaching back for my keys because y'all know I keep a set of brass knuckles on my keys. If you didn't know, now you know. I'm reaching back for my keys. I'm just reaching for, whatever I can find. Because listen, it's about to happen.
See, I wouldn't even. I probably would have cussed out, but then I would have went back to my car.
Mm-hmm.
Waited for her to go in the stove.
Mm-hmm.
Flattened all the tires, put Snicker and sugar in a gas tank. Matter of fact, I wouldn't have flattened her tires because I would have wanted her to start up the engine in order
To
for
get
the
it right.
sugar and the Snicker to take effect.
Let's slide on down in there. just see what's going on.
And then her car would have conked out, and I would have felt much better.
Don't that make you, problem solved.
Now you don't have nothing to beat.
Right.
The next person that you see crossing the parking lot
will be you.
Don't worry about it.
And it'll be
you
you.
on the bus.
Right.
It'll be you.
You yourself trying to catch that bus. That thing was funny afterwards. It was not funny a couple of seconds when they started laughing. Right. I'm like, oh, so y'all just know each other, huh? So y'all just play like this, huh?
Right.
Well, see, when she first came and she beeped the first time, I had already kind of was passing the spot, so I stopped and turned around because I don't see her in her vehicle often enough. So when I turned around and she beeped again, and I recognized who she was, that's when I started heading back toward the spot.
Oh, okay.
For the interaction.
And I'm just
because the first time she beeped.
You ain't think to give Pastor a heads up. You're trying
Well,
to
I
make
figured he knew by now.
No.
Because I don't
it don't sound like he knew.
Obviously, but I told him. And then for him to even say, surely if you could be, then I've told him, I said, exactly. So you should have known then. If I wasn't saying, well, I'm not even really a talker. If I wasn't headed that way to get her, you should have known.
So Kiki's not a talker. And then me and Kiki have had an experience where normally Kiki is not only is she not a talker, but she's never short of words to say. Okay. Kiki don't say a lot. Now, in times of confrontation, Kiki is not going to say a lot to you, but she's not short of words to say. Okay. So for Kiki not to say nothing, there has been times that I've been with Kiki that she just clammed up. Now, I ain't saying that she wasn't going to handle it, but she didn't say nothing. So when she didn't say nothing, I said what I had to say.
Sometimes a surprise attack is the best medicine.
You know?
Sometimes you don't need to say something because you already know what you're about to do.
That's why I don't say nothing.
Right.
I have no intention of speaking to you.
But I want to let you know what I'm about to do.
No, and
So
see,
you can
those
prepare for
those
this.
aren't the things that I have to say.
And it depends on who I'm with.
See, no, yeah,
He talk, I don't.
those aren't no. See, because
So
I'm the
after
parent
he get done
that
saying what he
whoop
got
you.
to say, that's it.
and talk. Didn't I tell you to make up your bed the next time you get out this bed? I bet you gonna make it. See,
And see, I'm not that parent.
yeah,
I'm not a parent, but I'm not that parent.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm that.
Because
parent.
I would make your bed. I've told you to make up your bed. And the next thing you know, you getting slammed into your bed that I told you to make. And when I get done, I'm going to say, make your bed up.
Like I said. Yeah, Kiki do her talking after. I do my talking the whole while. Bet you won't beep at nobody else now, will you, huh? Bet you ain't gonna be able to see this beeper now, will you, huh? Honk your horn at me again. Who you?
The whole time.
You know what I mean? The whole while. And then the bad part is, the more I think, the more I hit. The more I talk, the more I hit. Right. Who you think you don't know the pedestrians? Oh, so you just got your license for Christmas.
Pedestrians had a right away.
You didn't know? So that was my one of the tests that I passed this week, and I'm just so glad, because we still take cussing tests. The Lord will give you a pop quiz. Cussing. Let's see. Will you do it?
I feel them all the time.
Right. Will you do it?
I'm not good at pop-up cussing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just thought about it. I failed the test while he was on live telling the people why we wasn't making it to the show. Because the lady behind me done lost her whole Spanish mind.
And it was a Spanish mind.
She weaving in and out of the when you pull over, I can't think of the side of the road. And behind me, she about up in the back of my car. And
She wanted to say hi. She wanted our autograph.
I hate when people do that when it's traffic.
That's what I'm saying.
We all.
That's why it's traffic, because can't nobody go.
And then this what got me. The people started coming up the emergency lane. And the emergency lane now is going to merge back into our lane.
You not.
So Kiki, get over in the middle of it. I had to wait 30 minutes and am late where I'm going. Surely. Surely you will wait too. And if you get in front of anyone, surely it won't be me.
Right?
One thing for certain and two things for sure. One, we all in it together. Two,
We family.
you ain't finna pass me.
We family at this point.
You know what I mean?
And first off, it's signs all the way down telling you that the thing is closed. You ain't think you was going to run into them signs at any point? Stay right there.
Never crossed your mind. And so then that brings me back to something just a couple of points that I want to point out about my transition here. And it's not all people. It's just some people. There's some things that I've noticed, and I just want us to really consider, what are we doing? What are we really doing? Downtown Atlanta. If y'all build one more building that don't have parking, it's on. You hear? It's on. Who builds all these buildings with 55,000 offices in the buildings? Workers that have to go to the office, and there's nowhere for anybody to park. That don't make sense.
That's true.
How do you got a federal building and no federal parking? That makes no sense. No sense at all. What are you doing? Everybody ain't able to walk 6 blocks from the landfill you cleared and made a parking lot to the
federal bill.
Could you please just the next building you build, since y'all intend on keep on building on, could you put some parking down? All you need, a little dynamite, blow out the bottom of it. If you blow out the bottom of it, you can build deep and high.
Right.
What, did nobody think about that?
No.
Then what I want y'all to think about this again, just one more, just Stop letting the children draw the roads. Stop it. Cut it out now. I'm telling you what's happening. The state representatives and all them let their grandkids sit down with their maps. They bundle up some crayons, some red, green, yellow, pink, purple, blue, beige, whatever, and tie them up with a rubber band. That's called bundled crayons, and just let their kids do whatever. And that's how they get the road designs. There are no straight streets in all of Georgia that I have been on as to yet. There's not one straight street. All streets curve, turn. Am I going north or south, east or west? I don't know. Because right now we're going north, south, and west, east. All at the same time. What are we doing? What are we doing? It just, and then the other thing about this is people don't need not transfer their license. Not here. Not here. You still need to take that written. And you still need to get behind that good old wheel. Right. No. You can't just hand off no license.
Well, you know what I think they should do seriously? Instead of randomizing the questions on the written part of the test,
ask all of them.
Yes.
Go through the whole book.
Yes. And then
page 1. What letter is missing? When you get your car, fill in the blank. If you really study, you know in the behind. When you get in your car, what is the first thing you should? You read the book. Come on now.
Because even posting, you'll see that a lot of stuff that people don't do here, it is in the book. That question just must have been missed, or they just figured it. I got my license now, whatever. Even like turning. If I'm in the left lane here, when I turn, I should be in the left lane over there. If I'm in the right lane here and I turn, I
that's
should
lost on everybody. But this is the one that just
it's 2 left turn lanes.
Yeah.
One gets the right lane, the other one gets the left lane.
But then this is the one this is the concept that blew my mind. How the heck you making a right-hand turn from the left turn lane? Don't nobody see the stupidity but me? That you're like that. That's something that make you be like, don't nobody even see. So I really had a theory that when people turn 16 here, they just write Santa a letter and say, Santa, I've really been struggling to believe in you all this time. And now that I'm 16, I believe that the ultimate test of your existence would be to give me my driver's license. I've been good. Yes. Yes. I've been good all year. Last year, Glenda turned 16 and she got a license. Bobby, you're right, turned 16 and he got a license. I feel like I'm turning 16 and I should get a license too.
Right.
Glenda gave everybody mono. And Bobby cheated on the test. I didn't catch mono because I wasn't doing what Glenda did. And Bobby wasn't able to cheat off my test because I covered up my paper. So I feel like I am especially deserving of a license if they got one too.
He.
I ain't going nowhere.
Isn't he enjoying this?
No, you enjoying it. I'm sitting here looking at y'all.
I'm just saying, right? You be like, let's do better. Can we do better? Can we do better?
No, can I really say y'all what it is? Because y'all like to say people in Georgia can't drive, but it's all y'all coming here talking about how we can't drive, driving y'all own special way, trying to get around the ones that you can, and it's y'all trying to get around the ones that you claim can't drive, making the left hand turn in the right lane.
But
it's y'all.
I cleared that up. I cleared that up already because I said don't nobody need to be able to turn in their license.
You take this first.
I took care of me first. See, I sweep around my own back door before I try to come sweep around yours.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
I made sure my pots were scrubbed good before I said anything about yours. I go wash my face before I talk about you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like most people don't do that. No, I hit all of us that was out of town.
Right.
Because nowhere else in the world can you just go swap your license.
Gotta take the test.
You still gotta.
Well,
How I know this really your license? Because people done got real good now. We making pressing these things up in our basement. We make these things in our backyard with the infrared symbols and all of that in them too. So how do I know that we issued this license?
Speaking of license, I just got mine renewed. I've been
Praise
here.
the Lord.
I just got mine renewed, and I finally have a horizontal license now.
Praise the Lord. Hey, Josh.
which way was the vertical?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You know, when you're under 21, and it just didn't expire until my birthday, so
So now you owe 21?
finally,
Fine.
my license landscaped portraited.
I know you don't drink, but when you come 21, you gotta test it and you gotta go buy some alcohol just to see.
Oh
You
no,
don't
I have.
You don't have to drink it. When I turned 21, I looked at my license because in Chicago you get a driver's license at 15.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at my license. I said, "Oh, it's 21." Because in Chicago, the license at the top say under 21.
Mm-hmm.
And mine still did.
When mine got taken off, I looked at that license. I said, "Ooh, I'm ready to go to the liquor store."
I'm going to walk out with my own bottle without a letter from my mama.
Look, I went up to the restaurant. We're going to get back to preaching. I went up to the restaurant, me and my friend. So let me get, we ain't know what we were buying. We just looked at this. We was like, we're going to get the strongest thing in there. It looked like the strongest thing in there. Walked up to the restaurant. So let me get that up there. He said, what? He kept pointing. I said, no, the brown stuff, the real brown looking stuff. He said, yes, okay. Took it down. We had money. We had jobs. Took it down. He said, let me see your license.
Pow. Yeah. Throw it at him.
I'm damn near hit him in the head with it.
Right. Pow.
Dang near, I'm sorry. Dang near hit him in the head with it. Threw it down, waited for him to look at it, stood back like, yeah.
Nobody ever asked
And mine
me.
still said under 21 until a few months ago. But I mean, they look at the date, of course.
Yeah,
Nobody ever asked me for my license. I was 16 in college. I just went with the college kids.
Oh, I was in college too, but I just still wanted to.
You had to show it.
At 21, I had my
official.
master's degree at 21.
What?
I threw it at him.
It's
I was in college.
official.
I was in college at 16. Had my associates and bachelor's. Then got my master's by 21. So I was in college,
right.
but I just wasn't legal.
Right, you know what I mean? In the environment, but just, not necessarily all y'all age.
Me and my friends like, what you legal for? Because you ain't doing the legal stuff. I'm like, I drive. That's all I really wanted out of it.
Yes. So we are so excited just, about life and just those experiences. And we want our dear Georgia residents along with us to do better. Now, I would just like to offer just a little bit of counsel to our decision makers, to our people that really, finally say, okay, well, here's the money to fix 285 with all them holes going in it. Because I promise you, if I bust my tire on 285, it's going to be called Jonte.
I could have swore the whole car went in that hole.
You know what I mean?
No, we were riding, and I hadn't hit it in a while because I'm usually in the left lane. But for some reason today, I was in the right lane, and I'm going. And it was like an earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
I had like tears because I was so hurt. And I just felt the vibration in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 minutes after I had already passed, I just knew my car was going to disintegrate.
Mm-hmm. Let me bust the tire. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be called Jay Got Paid Highway.
I hit the hole so hard, I had to get to work and have my boss come outside and look at my car drive down the road, make sure my back tires wasn't
Right. No, for real. Like, come on now. So I want to talk to y'all in your perspective fields. When you sign up to work, state construction. I mean, this is union work. This is, guaranteed pension plan. You throwing down that asphalt. You got a pension. You got a 401k. You got retirement, health, dental, and You understand what I'm saying? Ooh, you got medical, but you ain't got nothing about no dental, huh? I'm scared myself to go to the doctor. Okay, I don't let nothing happen to your eyes, Lord Jesus. We just go get reader glasses, and when your eyes get worse, you get bigger reader glasses, and when your eyes get worse than that, you get even bigger reader glasses. So we all sit here with, Lord Jesus, my wisdom tooth is coming in the back. I'm like, Lord, go make it go back down. Make it go back down. You're gonna get rid of all of these years of braces. Go back down. So just there's certain jobs that we take that we must understand what comes along with it. It's just a part of the job. You can't be a plumber and not be ready to deal with crap. That's a part of being a plumber. Right. How you mad that you dealing with crap? Are you trying to find ways to avoid crap, but your profession is plumbing? That doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? Hand in hand, synonymous. Plumbing, poop, synonymous. I'm trying to figure out, where did highway construction become synonymous with a day job? There ain't no 9 to 5. That's not a 9 to 5 in most other states. In most states, that's done late in the midnight hour while God's turning things around and working in somebody's favor and blessing. That's when the highway workers come to work. Around 2-3 o'clock in the morning, when ain't nothing open really, but you understand what I'm saying?
McDonald's.
You understand what I'm saying?
Steak and shake.
That's when
Waffle House.
Quick trip.
You know what I mean? That's where you should have been home
Subway.
anyway. So if you got caught up in that, we honor the Lord for your life, and maybe it was God keeping you, trying to tell you to turn around while you sat in that traffic. But for those of us that was really just trying to go to work,
They're riding down the street with the crane coming to do construction at the same time.
what? Why would you do construction right between the hour at 7 o'clock? Ain't that the peak of rush hour traffic? Idiot. The lanes will merge at 7 o'clock.
Let's start at 6:45.
Y'all trying to start at 7. So y'all can be home by 10 to see how to get away with murder. I know. You better TiVo it as good as your check is. You better get a Hulu package plus. Do something. But stop trying to go home with me. You need to go home at 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Don't still be working at 8. That's the peak of rush hour. What are y'all doing with your lives? It's just the expectation. It's just certain professions you would just assume that you would just be prepared. You can't be somebody that gets sleepy when the sun go down and be no highway, worker. What?
I was just thinking that I had a sidebar right along the same lines. I had my econ teacher. Anyway, nasty lady, but she used to always want to make us watch documentaries. On economics, supply, and then you shut off the lights in the room. Supply and demand. You shut supply and demand. You shut the lights
sleepy
off.
Hearing you talk about it.
Did you see my eyes?
Right, just ooh, wait a minute.
She shut the lights off, put the projector on, and then get mad that I'm asleep. First off, lady,
You made it comfortable.
and used to have the arrow.
Didn't you hear Jonte say a nice slow movie?
Right. Hear what it said? Hear me what it said?
And then the air used to be on in there.
So now, I'm got the right temperature. You got a heavy coat. A good slow movie.
And I'm
Dark,
asleep.
dim lights. That's the perfect condition for a snore. You know?
That's a perfect movie for disaster.
Then gonna play the same. Then it's a series. So the next time we come to class, we watching the next one and taking notes.
I'm trying to tell you, that's a mess. You know, that's like being a kindergarten teacher and you don't like kids.
That's terrible.
That sound like my third.
You didn't
grade
understand.
teacher.
You didn't understand when you applied for this job that you would be working with children.
I don't like little bit babies.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
But in the nursery.
but you're in the nursery and you volunteered
Right.
to go to the nursery, but you're like, baby. What are we doing with our lives? I just want us to think of that. And as we consider all of those things, I think, it would just be fitting if we, play maybe one song, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about something just a little bit more. Well, I got a little bit more to share with you because we ain't seen you in a little while. So I just got a couple of more to share before we get into, some good Bible basics.
Come on, everybody, put your hands together. It's got to get better. All over the world, listen to these words. People come. People come. People go. People go. Your life has been out of control. Out of control. You're confused. But don't worry. Don't worry your soul. It will get better. It's gotta get better. It will get better. It's gonna be better. It will get better. 'Cause God is in control, y'all. Hey. Thank you, Lord. Hey. Find the praise within your heart. Hold it close. Hold it close. Don't ever depart. It gets cold in the night. But you'll be alright. Gonna get better. It's gotta get better. It will get better. Gotta get better. It will get better. 'Cause God is in control. Woo. This is the part I love. I find myself being. I've learned how to be knowing God. You supply all my needs. Work things out. It will get better. Gotta get better. People all over the world. It's gotta get better. Oh, it will get better. I'm talking to some mother, can you hear me? Talking to some father, it gotta get better. It must be, it's got to be. God promised me, and it will be. God's gonna make it. God's gonna make it. God's got to make it. You gotta make it better. God's gotta make it. God's gotta make it better. Keep on moving. Keep on driving. 'Cause God's gonna make it better. Woo! People that's been Michigan say better. Even in LA, it's gotta get better. What about New Jersey? Gotta get better. I forgot about New York. Yeah. Forgot about Philly. Gotta get better. Gotta get better. Gotta get better. Gotta get better. It's gonna be. God's gotta make it. God's gotta make it better. God's gotta make it. Say better. Say better. Say better. What about Baltimore? What about Ferguson? Even in Chicago, God's gonna make it better. Hey, it will get better. 'Cause God, He's in full control.
It will get better. No matter how dark the night, no matter how hot the day, it will get better because God is in control. And you want to know, just as we were listening to the song, and, you know, if you were watching on my Facebook feed or YouTube or whatever, and you're not just listening, Hezekiah Walker is an amazing writer, and he's written so many wonderful songs and has a very vast repertoire of music whereby he has contributed to gospel music and in many cases has changed the game. Nevertheless,
And one of the few gospel giving to the people artists that don't block your music.
yeah, right. And so
Kurt Franklin blocked it in 2 seconds.
right,
Just letting you know.
yeah. So for that we say thank you. And I got some issues with Kirk myself. Oh, y'all didn't see my petty smile. You know, I just got a couple of issues with you myself.
I'm real petty.
We'll talk about it. So we honor the Lord for your life too. But we honor the Lord for Hezekiah Walker and all of the contributions he made. But every time I hear his music, I always revert back to the days where I sang in LA Inner City Mass Choir. And we loved us some Hezekiah Walker. But there's some songs of his that can drive me. Like I can listen to maybe the first 2 minutes of the song, but after that, it better, it will get better, 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 better.
That's because y'all came up in there not knowing the words. So the choir director
No,
said, I'll fix you.
No.
And put the songs with the same lyrics over and over. I bet you won't forget it this Sunday.
Just same lyrics, just modulation. Better, better. We gonna modulate.
Bet you always knew the words. Somebody, choir directors out there, your choir keep going up there every Sunday, embarrassing you and not knowing the words and using that paper. Go on and look up Mr. Hezekiah Walker, and I bet you they get it right.
The one song that we used to sing and it drove me. Won't he make you
Cling,
inside? Won't he make you
cling.
inside? Won't he make you
Cling,
inside? Won't he make you
cling. What?
inside? No music. Won't he make you? And it don't matter what your party. Clean inside. Clean inside. Alto out. Clean. We get it. He gonna be right. I'm finna go roll outside.
Well, I'm thankful because had they been singing these songs, maybe my mama wouldn't have made me get out the choir because I could have just
She
held
coulda
the
held her
same
note.
part. Because changing all that stuff around.
Inside. Listen,
coulda
you
did
sure would have
that.
been able to do it. You sure would have been able to do it. So what LA Inner City Mass Choir did that gave us an edge over everybody else was we took several Hezekiah Walker songs and put them together.
Oh, y'all did a mashup.
See, we mashed them up. We mashed them up in a degree. So we wasn't singing the same song 15 minutes. You know where my help cometh. Know where my help cometh. Know where my help cometh. It cometh from the Lord. You know, so you Jesus is my help. That's the part that's gonna go over again. Jesus is my help, my help, my help. I mean, that's what you're going to sing for 20 minutes. Oh, Jesus is my help. We're going to sing that for 50 minutes. So we wouldn't do that. We would say, there is nothing too hard for God. Hey, see, there's a change. Too hard for God. Power belongs to God. It makes a difference. Sometimes you got to switch it up for the people. That's all I'm saying. And, in the moment, it may sound good. But on a recording, 2 minutes, please. Just two. Just give me 2 minutes of that. I can't take no 7-minute track of the same. I got it. I get what you're saying. And the little boy that was on the side of the man abducted him. The man abducted him. He was going to kidnap him. The boy probably like 7 or 8 years old. What was the song he was singing? He sang, it was a Hezekiah Walker song. And when I tell you, the little boy just sang the song. And he would not stop singing it. He sang the song so to where the man put him out.
Because he couldn't take it no more.
Because he couldn't take it no more. And all I'm saying is, you changing and saving lives in this very hour. Because of that boy sang that.
No, the every praise, I think.
It's to our God. I hate that song.
Every
word of worship and one of
I think it's that one.
Every praise is to our God. Do 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 do.
Yeah, he just put him out.
And I mean, the boy just he sang it like the record. He just kept on singing it. This is a song that never ends.
Teach your kids.
Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing and not knowing what it was. And when they started singing, they kept singing it because this is the song that never, yada da da. And it goes on and on. Come on. You come. Yes, Jesus is from everlasting to everlasting. Your song don't have to be. And we honor the Lord for that. But one thing that I liked about the song, though, was it ended with putting us right on track. It said, God is in control. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that I've been meditating on. Yep. And thinking about. Yep. And when I tell you, it is messing me up. Yep. Like, it messing me up. The thing that is messing me up about it is, if you've been, following the brunch or any of those things, you'll know that I'm working on the series, Lessons I've Learned in the Storm. And so it's a really, really, really good series. It's a really personable series. And I find that a lot of people are relating to this series a lot better than a lot of other, because it's like, when it rains, it pours. And we all know what it feels like when it rained, it poured. And you're like, Lord, I can't stand the rain, So we all know what that's like. So one lesson we taught about how the floods and the storms of life just come. It's a part of life. Then we talked about how sometimes God will send the flood or the storm, and then we talked about how we can cause the storm. And so in all of that, I had to hold all of those aspects in tension. If I pull God sent the storm, then how could God send the storm and I didn't even do nothing? Why do our babies born with cancer? Why my son didn't live past 7? Why? Those are the storms of life. We live in a sinful world and sinful things happen. So God did not cause sickness. Sin caused sickness. God allowed sickness because we allowed sin. I'll say that just one more time for the soul people all the way in the back. God did not cause sickness. God allowed sickness because we allowed sickness. And what we did that allowed sickness was sin. It opened the door. One sin begets another sin, begets another sin, begets another sin, and all sins come with consequences. That's why the Bible says the wages of sin is death. The Bible also warns us that sin is pleasurable for a season. That's what the Bible says. It's fun for a season. See, the Bible does not lie. It does not jade and make it seem like, oh, it ain't no fun. It's real fun. Sin is fun.
That's why you do
Sin
it.
is wonderful. Sin is great. Sin is satisfying. Go ahead. That's why. That is why you do it. You know, it's like because it's sumptuous. Cussing make you feel good when it come out your mouth.
Because you wouldn't do it if you wouldn't eat no watermelon if you ain't like it.
You eat it because it's good. It make you feel good, especially on a hot day. Yes. You know.
Over 90% of people wouldn't be obese if food didn't taste good.
You see what I'm saying? It's just good. So sin is pleasurable for a season. We don't like sin when we got to pay the price for it.
That's when it's bad and you want to repent and need deliverance.
You know. So when we look at, God does, though, allow or send some storms our way. There are storms that just going to come with life. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Surely as you're born, you're going to die. Sometimes you're sick, sometimes you're well. Sometimes you got money, sometimes you don't got money. Sometimes you're hungry, sometimes you ain't. You understand? Those are storms that just come with life. Those are the vicissitudes of life. They ebb and flow. They're going to come, they're going to go. And you just got to be ready for it. It ain't going to be sunny always. Because if it's sunny always, you're going to be complaining about the drought. If it's raining always, you're going to be complaining about the flood. So you got to have some balances in your life. God sends it, right? And then some storms we cause. Now, that was the lesson we talked about last week. And that thing right there was not an easy pill for some of us to swallow. Because a lot of times we don't like to admit that we're the cause of some of our storms and struggles and pain points of our life. So with that being said, when you looked at all of that, God's hand is in all of it. Because even if I'm the reason or the catalyst, the cause of the storm being sent, or I don't even know what was going on, he just sent a storm, or, I did something, and he sent a storm, or it's just the issues or the vicissitudes of life, where does God stand in all of it? And so I began to think, he's a just judge.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing, he's a just judge.
Mm-hmm.
God is not just a judge who can be bribed or bought or swayed. He's just. And the reason why the emphasis is on the just is you got to look at, he's a just judge, but he's also your brother. God is your brother. But your brother is your judge. He's your father, but he's your judge. He's your friend, but he's your judge. He's your counselor, but he's your judge. He's the supplier, but he's your judge. You're like, so when you hold it in tension, he's your husband, but he's your judge. He's the lover. So all of those things he is. But now when he sits to judge, he must be just. Knows the turnings of your heart.
He don't need a jury.
So the thing about God was what began to fascinate me is he's not only the judge, he's the jury and the executioner. Because God takes counsel with himself. That thing, like, it messes up my head a little bit because we all have a me, myself, and I, but we don't counsel with me, myself, and I. Either I decide, me decide, or myself decide. But we don't counsel amongst ourselves. God is so vast, and his intellect and intelligence and understanding and wisdom and omniscience and omnipotence is just so great that he literally has divided himself three ways. And the Son is fully God, as well as the Spirit is fully God, as well as the Father is fully God, but yet they are all one. You understand what I'm saying? I am I, as well as me is fully me, as well as myself is fully myself. But I ain't got so much going on that I split them. You understand what I'm saying? Into 3 different dimensions that are still all me. And so God takes counsel amongst himself. He don't let nobody, and thank God that he does. Because if he took counsel among people, then we would be smeared with people's opinions of us. But he's just. So as I've been weighing that thing out in my life and just listening to people, how is that applicable and what does that mean? How many of us are holding God accountable? Liable. You throw out some legal terms here. Liable. Culpable. Responsible. For his judgments without recognizing his justice. We judge his judgments, but don't understand his justice. And somebody was saying something that Kiana was talking about. And, you know, there's this new wave where I am God. I am God. And it's not new, but it's becoming very more popular now. We are gods. Well, I want you to speak to the wind and make it stop, God.
First of all,
and
if you God, why are you still going through the stuff that made you denounce God in the first place since you God? Answer that.
Since you're God, why your mama still got cancer? Why you ain't done nothing about it, God? Why children still hungry and you ain't done nothing about it, God?
Why you broke?
Huh? Oh, shot, tobacco. Huh? Why you ain't learned to control your body yet, God? And you got 15 children in 15 states by 15 different women. What's up, God? So this thing, no. No, what happened is God made a judgment that you don't feel is just. So you decided that you're going to take power out of his hand. And I don't think anyone who's ever tried that has really survived the struggle long enough to tell us how that went. Well, actually, somebody did. Jonah tried it. And it didn't work out well for him. God judged. He sent Jonah to tell his verdict. Hey, tell the people in Nineveh, God's going to do X, Y, and Z. Jonah decided he going to be judge, jury, and executioner, and he not going to do what God said do. That didn't work out well for him. He ended up with bulls in the belly of a fish and, spit out on the sea, doing what God told him to do anyway. Because how you going to stand in contempt of the highest court of the land, of the world? How are you going to stand in contempt of that court? How are you going to stand in contempt of a court that has clearance to see you everywhere? That really is Santa Claus. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Hey.
And you know what I think the problem is? We are taking the words justice and revenge as the same thing.
Yes. Go ahead.
And there is a difference between justice
and
revenge.
And
I said it before. I don't have to raise myself up and put you down at the same time. If I felt like I was brought down, my goal is to pick myself back up. A lot of the times as humans, we want to not only pick ourselves back up, but we want to bring down the people that we perceived as, knocking us down in the first place. God says he'll prepare a table before us in the presence of our enemies, right? So his justice is he'll restore what was lost. He didn't say he gonna make them starve to death because they caused you to miss a meal. And we feel like they need to never eat again, and you know why God letting them, and I'm over here, and but that's not justice. And so, like I said before, I was working on, you know, being offended and wanting revenge
and when I tell you, she's come a mighty long.
And so you have to realize, like I said again, justice and revenge, they're not the same thing. There's a picture going around on social media with a fence and 3 people behind it of different heights trying to watch the ball game over the fence. And so it's a really short person. There's somebody who's, you know, medium height, and then a tall person, and then there's 3 crates. And they say equality. The 3 people each stand on the crate. So the tall person who can already see, now he on the crate, he even higher. The middle person who, you know, was even with the fence has 1 crate. So now he's a little bit, you know, his forehead a little over. And then the shortest person got 1 crate, and they still can't see nothing. That's equality. Everybody got a crate. Everybody on the same playing field, right?
You all got legs. Y'all got arms. Y'all got hands. Y'all got...
But justice was the shortest person got 2 crates, so now he can see. The middle height got 1 crate, so now, you know, and the tallest person didn't need a crate because he was already able to see over the fence. But now everybody's the same height. Everybody got what they needed to be successful and was able to have the same perspective and view of the game. And so we want, you know, to tear other people down and build ourselves up at the same time along the way. But I feel like if we just focus on, I don't have to, like I said, tear somebody else down to build myself up. And if you feel like that's something that you have to do, you have to remember that, again, in this age of equality, and somebody else going to have to come tear you down in order to get up, because you're not always going to stay up where you at. But if we all learn to help each other, if we all learn to grow from each other, or even just for ourselves, and stop worrying about stuff outside of me that I have no control over, because I'm not God, then I feel like life will be a lot easier. A lot of there would be a lot more resolution. There would be a lot more, because my job is to forgive you and move on. Bless these, look, Papa told y'all, bless these niggas and send them on their way. And y'all just sitting here, no, you got to curse their grandmama, their granddaddy, their grandkids, them, their sister, their stepdaughter, and no, bless them, and send them on their way and go on about your business.
The part that like messes me up is if you look in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, if you do good to people that do good to you, you ain't no better than the heathen, because sinners do that. If I'm only good to people that are good to me, then, like KiKi says, that's equality. You gave me an apple, I gave you an apple. We both have an apple. You understand what I'm saying? But if we both take our apple and cut it in half and give half of the apple to someone who doesn't, then now everyone's eating. So Jesus says, if you do good to people that have done good to you, you ain't really done nothing. You ain't really, you know, so what? But when you pray for someone who despitefully uses you, now you're doing something. When you love people that hate you, now you're doing something. You know what I mean? When you do good to people who have done, when somebody has stolen from you or is coming to rob you, take by force what you have, and they're going to take your coat and you take off your shoes and say, here, take that too. Now you're doing something. When somebody smack you, and the Bible doesn't say turn the other cheek, it says offer. That's because if you smack me right, I'm going to turn the other cheek anyway. But it says offer it up. Okay, you got that cheek. You want this one?
I just been offering the wrong body part. Because I've been saying,
you've been offering these hands. You want to offer these hands, right?
That's all.
So we offering.
I just gotta change the part, and I'll be doing right.
Right. I got a 2-piece special. A cheek and 2 hands. You ain't even.
They both free. You ain't even gotta buy one.
You ain't gotta buy nothing. You can get both of them. Hope you can reminisce on it after I get finished knocking you out. So, but all of those experiences that we've had in life, God becomes just in his judgment in that he brings them all to the carpet. And whereas people try to live with unhealed hurt, unmet need, and unresolved issues, God will put you in circumstances, situations, and in relationships that make you work it out, that will make you sit down and figure out your crap, that'll make you sit down and really, I don't like that. Then if you really got the Holy Ghost, the purpose of the Holy Ghost is to keep you, but it is also to convict your heart. It is to keep you, to guide you. But one of the components of the Holy Ghost is he brings conviction to your heart. I don't like that. But you do realize that you did the same thing, right? Why is it that we don't like when people do to us what we do to them? Can somebody make that make sense? You don't like liars, but you lie. You don't like thieves, but you steal. You don't like murderers, but you kill. You don't like child molesters, but you rape. So what's the difference in who I'm raping? Because there's an inner child in everybody. So you understand what I'm saying? Like the things that we hate and we despise and we judge are the very things we do ourselves. Right. So it's like, wait a minute. Okay, he's just. He'll work out your issues. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, you don't lie about homework, but you lie about money. Mm. Every year you lying on them taxes. You lie every chance you get. When it comes to that money, you got some money? No. You know you got 50,000 squirreled away in between. Yes. Yes, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everywhere you go. But you can't stand a liar.
Right. Lying, whatever you got to do to get it.
You know what I mean? That money. So now when we say God is a just judge, God will put you in a situation where somebody will lie to you. Let you get all bent out of shape about the lie they done told, and then turn around and smack you with, when you filled out that tax paper, you lied.
And then now you done denounce God. And you got hurt. In jail for fraud.
Now listen, and then now here's why I think people mess up. When the Holy Ghost come and whisper that little thing in your ear and tell you let it go, because you just as guilty as them, you just as guilty. When he say let it go and you refuse to let it go, I think that's how the IRS do audit your taxes. Because you heard that still small voice say it really wasn't that serious. But no, you was just going to hold the grudge. You was just going to bear the weight. You just going to, whatever, it's mine. You don't, okay. I'm tired. I'm finna. I'm always the, okay. You sure?
You ignored the signs that told you this road is a dead end, and you decided that you was going to keep walking it because it's your road to walk.
Can I tell you one of the most comical now, but it's like a life-changing moment I've ever had with my relationship with the Holy Spirit? Somebody offended me. And I don't know if I shared this story on air, but somebody offended me bad. Like, bad. And so if you don't know, I can pray. Just a little bit. I read the word just enough, just enough to be able to craft a real good prayer. Put it together. So yes, the Lord, there's blessings in the book, but there's also curses in the book. I just want people to be aware that there are prayers where people can pray to bless you, and there are prayers where people can pray, let their tongues cleave to the upper chambers of their mouth, let them run, and the angels of the Lord pursue them, and no one trace them, make their way dark and slippery, let them fall in the very nets that they've dug for me, let them be caught in the very traps that they've set for me. Come on, let's shoot them in their dark. Like, they're prayers you can pray. The Bible ain't all, turn the other cheek and kiss my foot, and
Right.
the Bible ain't all that. So just because we're to be meek don't mean we're to be stupid.
Right.
So, I got myself together, and I done sat down, and I'm ready to get them, Jesus. Let all their children be born breech, bald, and blind. Get them, Jesus. Just get them. Jesus said, all right, I'm finna go get them. But if I get them, I'm going to have to get you. Because somebody else somewhere is praying the same exact prayer about you.
You know what? What they did wasn't even that bad when you think about it, because, today's a new day. Really.
And we're supposed to have brand
new grace and mercy every day you wake up.
But if you don't extend it, you don't get it. If you don't extend brand new grace and mercy, you don't get it. You cannot. The Bible
So
says
is that a part of? There's an angel on my left shoulder and devil on my right shoulder, and the angel saying, "Let it go." The devil saying, "Nah."
Don't let it go. Don't let it. One, because the Bible, when you don't let it go, here's what happens. The Bible says God doesn't even hear your prayers. Your call is on hold. Thank you. You've called heaven. Please hold. Yeah.
That's the song. Who was it? Verizon that used to let when you call somebody or when you put on hold, you choose your music. I don't know who it was, but yeah,
I think it was Verizon.
they got Hezekiah Walker.
Just there is nothing too hard for God. Like, okay, all right, we here now. So you're in it, and God says, okay, now I'm gonna have to come. I'm gonna have to not only come get you, but is it worth shutting up heaven over your life? Is it worth you being on 285, as crazy as we discussed the people drive and the road is,
For a grudge.
for someone to be swerving in your lane at 150 miles an hour, and you call on Jesus and he not even answer because you holding on to something? He's a just judge. And can I show you just how everybody gets it in the end? Everybody gets it in the end. Somebody stole $400 from you. You gonna fight over the $400? Or you gonna let the Lord be a just judge? I know. Everybody in the world side. Everybody in the world side. Well, here's how you let God be a just judge in that instance.
He know my heart.
No. Here's how you really let the Lord be a just judge in that instance. You ask him, what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Sometimes God will say, fight.
Okay.
Go get your money.
Okay.
You ain't got to take that. I'm with you. Go get it.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I feel like he don't never tell me that. He just be
I sure hope he said it to me at that time.
Right. Sometimes God be like, nope.
look. Me and DJ laughing and
Nope,
do a
nope,
forgiveness
nope,
prayer
nope,
for
nope,
everybody,
nope,
so that when
nope,
we
don't
say
do it,
that
don't do
prayer,
it,
he
right.
tell us yes.
No, don't do that. So somebody stole $400 from you.
Okay.
They stole $400 from you, and it appears that they got away with it. They a year later, lost their house, lost their car, got sick, lost a job, can't find a job, in a new career, and whatever. The Bible says that when the thief is found, he must pay back seven times what he stole. That $400 was a piece of your rent, a little piece of your light bill, and a little something to eat. Didn't God pay the light bill?
You still got light.
Didn't God keep a roof over your head? Did not God keep food in your belly? Didn't he do it? So, yeah, they took your $400, but God didn't stop being God when they walked down the street with your $400. That's why he says, vengeance is mine. I'll repay. So they walk down the street with your $400 thinking that they got away with it. And not only, you know, and for a season they did. You know, you saw them. They had that new Michael Kors, you know, bag for their girlfriend, and those new limited edition Jordans on their feet, and you know they done bought maybe a 3.5 with the little bit of $40 change they had left, and you know they doing what they doing what they got to do, you know. You
gotta start throwing curves like that.
No, listen, I work with teenagers.
Is that right?
I know a little bit of it all. You'd be surprised some of the things that, you know, for real. So
Right.
they got away with it for a little bit. But in that year, they lost their dog, their cat, they goldfish, their house, their job, their car, and their health. 7 times what they stole from you. I know, and they mad now.
And God makes allowances. For
Yes, he
instance,
does.
One of the long talks that we had, Jay and I, was
I like how many longs
Was-
she put on it.
it was long. We was talking about Job. God made allowances. He allowed things to happen to Job, and Job was faithful,
Yes, he was.
obedient,
Mm-hmm.
patient,
Early.
and
Job paid for sins before he even did it. You hear me what I say?
if God will allow things to happen to somebody's soul, what you think He gonna allow to happen
Mm-hmm.
to people who have offended you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it ain't always that they gonna come up to you with a
An apology.
$2,800 check,
Mm-hmm.
but they're gonna have to pay that.
It's one way or the other. And so he's a just judge in that nobody gets away with anything. And then this thing is the part that took me down. Going back to that Sermon on the Mount. But all of us are in here. I may have really slept with somebody's spouse. Y'all may have thought about, she may have thought about sleeping with somebody's spouse. You may have talked about sleeping with somebody's spouse. And what makes God just is that we're all adulterers.
We're all guilty.
We're all guilty. I'm guilty for what I did. You're guilty for what you thought. You're guilty for what you said. And we're all still adulterers. That thing blessed me. The Bible says that murder, same Sermon on the Mount. If you have not read the Sermon on the Mount, go read Matthew's chapter 5 through 7. It'll change your life. All of the rest of the stuff is fluff. If you can do what Jesus said and read, all of the rest of the stuff is fluff. Okay. Now, what Jesus said ain't nothing to sneeze at, because what I'm finna tell you right now is just, it'll make you feel some kind of way. If you know, the adultery analogy is the first one that we use. But now, murder. If I physically murder someone, I physically go out and cold blood murder someone. Do you understand that Jesus says to slander is murder?
Talk about.
To talk about someone is murder. You committed murder with your mouth. You have murdered that person's reputation.
Yeah, petty.
You have murdered that person's. So,
Say petty.
yeah, you've killed a relationship. You've killed an opportunity.
DJ laugh
You've
say,
killed. Come on, you killed it. You murdered it. And so, although I did it physically, you did it verbally, and somebody else just in the corner thinking, wishing, hoping, praying, boy, if I had a gun right now, I'd blow both of you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, come on, both of you away. And so we all are now murderers.
Just murderous.
Everybody's a liar when you break it down. Everybody's an adulterer.
True.
When you break it down. Like when you look at it, how God looks at it. Everybody has done it. We all have done it. The only difference between some of us is you were actually brave enough,
bold enough
to do what I was thinking. The only issue between some of us is God knew a little bit better than to put us in that position, because we would fail the test.
I sure would.
God knew. Don't you sit DJ Lab out on that parking lot.
First time,
Let that lady roll up, start cussing. Don't do that.
First, I tell him all the time. I said, "Why this stuff always happen when I ain't there?"
Because God know He can give KiKi that test yet. Flat out fail.
Yeah.
She got a flag with no him across the bottom going across her because it's an F. No him. Just floating strings, because you done failed the test.
And it make me happy that he said yet, because that means he have hope that I will still improve.
Yes.
Every time something happen, I hear about it, and I be so upset.
Yeah, that happens to me lately.
You know?
I might hear about it, but I might not be a part of it. Then sometimes.
Right, you know.
I guess he just tests me and say, I want to see if DJ Lab still.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, so when I walked away from that test yesterday, I passed and failed it. I passed and failed it, because if we go back to how the just judge judges, it's not just the words that came out of my mouth, but it's the thoughts that ran through my head.
So a man thinketh. That's what your thoughts become
your words, and your words become actions.
So I'd rather sin and actually got to do it than y'all sitting around here thinking and wishing. Hell, if I'm gonna be so hot, I might as well go and do what I was thinking and wanting to do.
And that's the thing. That's why one of our laws, national, you cannot incite a riot. You cannot be the person to yell fire inside of a crowded theater. What are they talking about? They're not talking about don't tell the people it's a fire. They wouldn't have smoke alarms if that was the case. It's not that they don't want people to be aware that it's a fire in this theater. What they are trying to avoid is the person that causes panic. Because we all could have made it out the building had you not screamed, fire! Right. Now we running for our life. Jammed up in the door, can't get out. Because you have incited a riot. You are the cause of people being trampled to death. Didn't nobody even die from the fire. They died from strangulation and obtaining blows to the body from being tread underfoot. That might not would have ever happened. So we all are guilty of the very same thing. Who ain't looked at a woman or a man and went too far?
Because this one time,
everybody.
It ain't nobody living. I mean, unless they real young, because they at that age where girls are gross, or blind. But blind people ain't got to look at them; they still can hear them
or smell them.
Ray Charles used to feel their wrists.
Big or small.
Know whether or not he want to invite you to the party. So when you look at all of those aspects, who hasn't done it? Who hasn't gotten so mad at someone that they thought of 17 ways to kill them?
And that's where the problem comes in there with the saved folks.
Mm-hmm.
They forget that they do it, but they love to judge you when you do.
Right.
And a lot of times, like you said, they need to sweep around their own back porch before they start sweeping around mine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and that's what turns people off to the church.
Right.
A lot of times, because I know you pastor looking at the lady in the front row.
Because you still got to train. Job said, I've made a covenant with my eye. Mm-hmm. In other words, Job was saying, I've been doing this thing for so long that me and my eye got an agreement. We don't even look at pretty girls. That's what Job said. Job said, I done, because that thing used to mess me up so bad. When I smell her perfume, I close my eyes.
Right.
My eyes made a covenant. Me and my eyes are in agreement. If she looked like she got a 36-24, I'm closing it. If the sun rises to the east and I hear she's coming from the east, I'm turning to the west. If the sun set in the west and I hear she coming from the west, I'm turning to the east. Because if the sun hit that sundress right and it shine behind her, I'm going to be able to see some things that maybe she knew or maybe she didn't know. But what we not going to do is look.
That's like I was in the mall and somebody passed me. And they smelled really nice. He smelled great. And I was with my cousin and she said, "Ooh, Kiki, look." I said,
Oh, no. Nope. You ain't finna get me today. Oh, no. No, I got to make it in. I got to make it all the way in.
I said,
No. You're not finna fail. We ain't finna fail that test. That was a test. It's only a test you're going through. You know. It's only a test.
I got time today. Let me see what Kiki doing. Go pass.
And no, for real. And some things, some of the tests we go through is because we on probation. He's a just judge. Some of the things that we go through are because we on probation. He ain't lock you up. You out, but you on probation. I'm trying to see, do I really need to lock you down? Please don't make me happy. And the bad part about the judge is coaching you through it. He's your PO officer. And he your halfway house. Right. How you in the halfway house with the PO officer and you didn't want to pass that test. He puts you in those situations as come pee in the cup. Come. You on parole. We gotta check in with you. We gotta make sure, are you really repentant or are you just sorry you got caught? Some of us are just remorseful we got found out. We're not really repentant of what we did. Some of us, we really don't want forgiveness. We just want relief from situations. We ain't trying to really turn around and do it another way. We really just want to be out of the problem. I ain't trying to learn another way to communicate when I'm angry. I just, don't want to, I'm tired of arguing with you. But if somebody else make me mad, I'm finna be, I don't give a flying 45 cents what your monkey wrench told me to do. You see, and that was good cussing, but somebody else is like, whoa. He puts you in that place to work it out. And oftentimes you'll find when it's something simple, something stupid, it's God working out a bigger issue that you have not yet resolved.
That's true.
When you mad that he didn't call you back, you ain't mad that he didn't call you back.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Why I'm mad?
Because a rational person, he could have been busy.
Oh,
he may have meant to call me back and done something. He may have. But when you are going slapstick stupid that he didn't call you back, you can't be mad over no phone call. Not as in love as you say you are. You are
I never
livid.
said that.
Your cup runneth over with rage. You are boiling mad because he didn't call you back. Really? Is
that sound like a trust issue or
do you understand what I'm saying? No, so what is it?
Just a call.
So many people say they're gonna do stuff and don't do it. That if you won't return a phone call,
what else won't
you do? And I didn't ask you to call me back. You could have said, I gotta go, X, Y, and Z, I'll talk to you later. But that's not what you said. You said I'll call you back. Now here I am waiting for you to call me back because I didn't ask you to call me back. So why would you voluntarily lie to me? That's why I struggle with liars. See, I fixed it. I struggle with liars because I have an issue with people that voluntarily lie. I don't put people in a position where you just need to tell me.
Because I ain't say, so you finna call me right back, right?
You understand? I gotta go. So you finna call me in the next 30 seconds, right? Because I'm gonna be waiting by this phone, waiting for you to call me. Right. The only reason why I'm still waiting for you to call me is because you said you would. How many times have I gotten excited about what people said they would do and it didn't come through? Right. So when you say what you would do and you don't do it over something stupid, we will fall all the way out.
Because I ain't going to wait for anything big to come along.
Right. And so then now what is God judging? My unforgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
He used a lie that I didn't like to bring to the floor evidence against myself that I was hiding. I'm ready to judge you about lying, but I'm not willing to judge me about unforgiveness. And the reason why I'm so harsh about lying is because of my history with it. If didn't nobody really lie to you that much, it wouldn't be no big deal. But if it wasn't for so many hurts and letdowns and disappointments, so now you're going to hold that person liable, culpable, and responsible for all of the disappointments you've ever experienced in life?
Well, that's a lot.
That's
be by yourself.
No, for real, that is a lot. And how many of us take a phone call and attach things to the phone call that ain't even
relevant?
A purse? You mad about a purse? Y'all sisters, and y'all really have not spoken to each other in 3 years over a purse. There's no way you're fighting over a purse. Not a bag that helps you carry away your junk and a few things you need. You can get a grocery bag for that. You really are fighting over a purse? So if it's not the purse, then what is it? Well, when I was a little girl, it never fails. When I was a little girl and I went to sleep, she cut off my ponytail. And she knew camp was the next day, and I was going to have to be in there with one lopsided ponytail. And she was going to, because she wanted to be pretty. So I got the purse, and I ain't giving it because the purse make me feel pretty.
Y'all need to go to counseling because...
Didn't I say the judge is your counselor? That's right. The judge will put you in a position where it'll bring all that foolishness up. You'll never know how much resentment you have towards other people till you start dealing with your mess. Why does that bother you so much?
Another long conversation we had. Mm-hmm. We was coming back in town from seeing... I think it was El Stupido. Mm-hmm. And we was coming back in town and
for real.
And so out of nowhere we started talking.
Yep.
And that's when I first started to, when I say I used to would not forgive nothing, I mean forgive. I don't even understand the meaning.
What do you mean? Forgive.
Give you for what?
Why?
and we just sat there, and next thing I know, I'm just crying and forgiving people since I was 3 and working on it. And it just came, it was seriously out of nowhere. And he just has a way of basically just telling me, I don't know what I'm talking about and I need to fix my character. And
I don't say it that way.
Yes, he do. And then I just be sitting there like, you're right. I need to fix myself. And then he just always know what part of the Bible to go in. And then I just be asking questions and crying. And then I ask him 2 weeks later about the conversation because I need to revisit. And he said he wasn't even there for the conversation. He don't know what I was talking about.
I don't remember.
And then now I just forgive everybody. I just forget. But seriously, if you don't really take a look at yourself, you know, there are some things that these universe meditation people do have right. for instance, reflecting. If you don't take time to reflect and really look at yourself and digest how you feel about something and how you view something, you'll never be able to resolve things that have offended you. A lot of us like to just keep going and, it's whatever. But if you don't really talk about what bothers you and talk about it in a timely manner, you're going to hold on to it and then be mad at everybody else because they don't know that you mad. When you wouldn't even yourself recognize that you're mad.
It can consume you.
Yeah.
Your anger can consume you. If you don't deal with the things that you have within yourself, you can't deal with anybody else. And that's generally what you have to reflect on yourself. That's why people say, I just need a little quiet time. Or I just need a little this. Because sometimes you have to, your needs may not be material or anything. It may be just you dealing with you. Because I deal with me every day, and I'm a difficult person to deal with.
Listen, I get on my own nerves and put my own stuff in the time out. Go to the corner.
I stress me out. So, yeah, you have to deal with you as a person because you can't deal with you. You can't, if you don't deal with yourself, you won't be able to deal with anybody else. That's just going to make all the relationships that you have worse.
And let's, when we say deal with you, what do we mean? We mean,
first off, be honest with yourself.
Well, yes.
Because y'all be wrong. I'm not, and then you know how y'all get on the phone with your girlfriend. Girl, I'm not even worried about that. I ain't mad because I'm a kid. And you know you mad. That's why you called her in the first place, because you was upset.
Because you was feeling
You was
salty,
upset. You was angry.
a little shaded.
You should. I can't believe he would. And people laugh at me because I told him, I said, you're hurting my feelings right now. And they think I'm playing. I'm sensitive and you're hurting my feelings. Don't do that no more.
Yeah. And the thing about it, how we're honest with ourselves. Not only are we honest with ourselves, we take responsibility for the part we played. I use this analogy with them. Life work like this. We all go out to dinner. It is a BYO. It ain't no, I'm treating it as a BYO. We all understand that it is a BYO. We all go to IHOP. I order a 3x3x3. You go and you order, a short stack, and an omelet. Kiki go and she order the cupcake omelets. The cupcake pancakes, and we all get our drinks and all this stuff, and it comes on one receipt, one check, one bill is given to the table. We got to take that bill to the cash register. And I'm going to pay for my 3x3x3. You got to pay for your short stack and omelet. Kiki got to pay for her cupcake pancakes. And I'm responsible for what I consumed. You sharing, about the abuses that I've experienced, growing up. I'm not responsible for what you did. I'm responsible for where I took it after. You're responsible for what you did. I'm responsible for where I took it after. Oh, you understand what I'm saying? Because I didn't have to take it there. But I did. You didn't make me take it there. I chose to. I got on that ride willingly, gave the man my ticket, and had helped him clamp me down. Come on, let's go. You understand? I'm ready to ride, let's do it. And so in writing all of those things and going through, no, you were actively participating. No, so you may not have been the initiator, but you're the finisher. You may not be the finisher, but you're the initiator. So you got to pay for the part you ate. Only that. So only that. It's not and some people don't know how to deal with themselves because you so busy trying to pay for stuff that you trying to take care of the whole ticket. And the whole ticket ain't yours. And some of us keep getting in issues because you so busy trying to take care of everybody's bill that you don't have enough left over to pay your own. Now your omelet and short stack and her cupcake waffles are gone, and you still sitting there trying to pinch pennies to pay for my 3x3x3 because I was trying to handle your issues. No, let me pay for my own. And so many of us refuse to just no, that's not my bill. I did that. I ate that. I said that. I did that. That's what I'm paying for. The rest of it, whether you pay for it or not, that's not my problem. I'm going to my car. My portion of the bill is paid. And so many of us just don't want to either pay our part or we want to take care of everybody else and then now neglecting ourselves. No, that you got to deal with you. And in dealing with you, that comes with owning what you consumed. Owning what you consume can help a lot of the people in trouble with you. Acknowledging, hey, I had you and I was young. I was dumb and I didn't know what I was doing. And so there's a lot of things you saw. There was a lot of things you experienced. There's a lot of things, whatever, that, you know, at this age, I might would have done it differently. I'm a grandparent at 35 when I probably should have been a parent at 25 instead of 16. So forgive me for anything that I said, did, or you know, that caused harm, that hindered your growth, that stunted, forgive me because I did it. And not only did I do it, I did it, you know, because I was young and all of those reasons, those are justifiable. Why I ate, why I was there, why I came, all that's justifiable. But just own that you ate it. And that can cause deliverance in somebody else's life in a way that you will never validating my experience. Yes, you did. I ain't making that up. And when you pay your part of the bill, if I'm the last one to pay, it doesn't leave me at the counter, well, who gonna pay for this? Because you know that's what they're saying. Who gonna pay for it? If I'm the last one, the assumption is that I'm gonna pay for it. No, I had 3 times 3 times 3. Now, if y'all let them people slide up out of here without paying, and I told you it was separate checks before you started billing. So it ain't my fault that y'all print the table all out on one table. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we have to do that inner work, because how much of that we're not resolving, how much of those bills that we aren't paying that we're applying to somebody else. No, you pay for everybody that hurt me. No, you pay for everybody that. No, you pay for the man that. No, you pay for. Okay. If enough people pay, ain't nobody gonna have nothing. And what makes God a just judge is that his rulings are unilateral. They don't switch up. Mm-hmm. The wages of sin is death. All roads lead to, surely as you're born, you're going to die. Everybody gets the same wages. Now, what you're deciding in your everyday life is what's going to kill you. Right. You're going to drink yourself to death. You're going to eat yourself to death. You're going to, hormone yourself to death. You're going to party yourself to death. You're going to cuss yourself to death. Because listen, you say the right thing to the right person on the right day, goodbye, you will go. And in heaven or hell, one of the places you finna lift up your eyes, because you said I got trigger words. Don't do that. I have trigger things. Don't do that.
Don't call me.
And when you do that, you get that lady pulling up, beeping. Did you just beep at me? I know nothing on me say Broadway. Nothing on me say Figueroa. Nothing on me say Old Nat. I had to come on to Georgia. Nothing on me said none of that.
Well,
Cleveland Avenue. Nothing on me.
I just felt so safe.
Nothing on me said that.
Because it had to be.
So, being that nothing, I don't understand why you beeping. Were you expecting me to respond? I know roll up honk twice. I'm not that.
No roll up honk
You understand what I'm saying? I ain't no roll up honk twice. Some people are roll up honk twice, and they run into the car. You roll up honk twice. I ain't even look out the window to see who it was. Who was it? I don't know. I really, frankly, don't care.
Right.
Because if you was coming to see me, you could have called me at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
If you wasn't gonna get out and ring the doorbell.
Let me know you're gonna be there. 'Cause I might not be.
But you gonna roll up and honk twice? So that thing took me someplace. Why did that take you someplace? Oh, 'cause that old hoe he keep telling y'all about that may not respond to cars. Did you just try me? Did you just Did you just come for me? Did you? He's the one. You can come for me if I don't send for you. I'll sign for the package. It's all right. Mail postage work more than one way. I'm ready for it. It's all right. Come on. He's the one. And so in all of those things, what all did you put on that? How much of that was really hers? Right. And again, you finna cuss out later. That's playing. For your unhealed hurt, unmet need, and unresolved issue, you finna go for the jugular vein.
But the judge should have said or sent one of the Holy Ghost and say, hey, she might just be playing.
No, and that's the thing. It said, no, you're a good Christian.
No, okay.
You've been saved too long.
Okay.
You done come way too far.
Okay.
You really about to cuss this girl out in the parking lot? And on tomorrow you're going to be on the radio talking about ain't God good? It's a wonderful Sunday morning. He's a just judge.
Look at KiKi just walking full.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I said, I feel so complimented and talked about at the same time. What you mean if KiKi can do what you can?
Honey,
what you trying to say?
KiKi could keep on walking. I can step on behind her. But it didn't mean that left foot didn't hesitate across that gravel just for a second there. Yes, it did. Right. Yes, and she was cracked. She said, man, you looked at me like you wanted to cuss me out. And the just judge said, and he did.
In his mind.
He did. and not only in his mind, because me and my mama can cuss you smooth just looking at you. What? And don't let us look over top of the glasses. That make you feel a whole nother kind of small. That just, excuse you. Don't come over top of me. Now you look old and elderly. You understand? And that old elderly coming top just make you feel just like you're supposed to crawl up and die. Like you offended the oldest person in the world, even though, you know. So it's something to be said about doing our self-work, letting go, forgiving, and letting God be the judge. And oftentimes, you know, as we wrap it up, we don't let God be the judge because we don't trust or believe that he's going to give us back what we lost. He is the God of recompense. He is the God of recompense. Whatever you lost, he will repay, recompense. Whatever was stolen, he's going to get it back with interest, recompense. Recompense isn't just, I lost a house, my house burnt down, and they built me a house just like mine. No. Recompense is, no, since the house burnt down, the codes have changed. The neighborhood is upgraded. No, you had tile floor. Now you got marble floor. You had, no air conditioning, just ceiling fans. Now you got central air and heating. You used to have the ceiling so low you can't even stretch in the morning because you're knocking holes in the roof. And now you got to come and call the roofer. Now you got vaulted cathedral ceilings. Recompense. He pays you back. But he doesn't just pay you back. He pays you back with interest for what you lended. That's why the Bible says, if you give to the poor, you lend to the Lord. And if I can be poor in spirit, I can be poor in love. I can be poor in joy. I can be poor in forgiveness. So if I lend you forgiveness when you ain't got none for me, I lend it to the Lord.
And baby, let me tell you. His resources are infinite. Yes.
That's why he is indefatigable.
So when you lend to someone who has infinite resource, infinite material, it's like it don't cost him nothing to give back to you more than what you had originally gave him.
And he's only letting it sit there for your interest. Help him. Keep helping him. I just had to introduce.
And like they said, if I can keep walking,
baby,
if KiKi can forgive,
baby,
if KiKi can bless, surely y'all out there can do it.
And I'm going to say this. Well, you don't know what I've been through. Let me tell you something.
Baby, you don't know what I dealt with.
It is natural human psychology for when you have experienced a trauma for your brain to spotlight you and make you the only one. I'm the only one.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever.
Yeah. All right.
I can't forgive him. Joyce Myers shares her testimony openly, and she says her father used to sexually abuse her. And for years, God working with her on forgiving him. And not just forgiving him. Buy a house for him and your mother. What? He getting old. Take care of him. What? No. Not just pay the bill. Take care of him. What? What do you mean? Not the person that turned my world upside down. Not the person that stole innocence from me. You're not telling me to go to them. You're telling me to do that. You're telling me to love on them. No, you really can't be telling me to go forget my mama who chose every boyfriend she ever had over me, and now help her. You there's no way. There's no way you're asking me to do that. You don't put her in an old folk home. Let her live with me, huh? Now, if we was back in the day, I would be outside, going to live with auntie and them, grandma and them, niecey and them, whoever in them, because Richard don't like kids. But now that she can be in a retirement home and somebody will wipe her butt, at least I'm willing to put her there.
Pay for it.
And I'll pay for it. No, but bring her in my house. I don't like that woman. Lend it to me. God said, lend it to me. Because if you lend it to me, I don't need it. It's only building interest for you. Or how about it's working off a parole for something you done did?
And like I said, I recently found out that things go a lot better. Oh, because I could get somebody, and I can get them real good.
Get them to your satisfaction.
And sleep good at night.
And not even care.
But I found out that things go a lot better for me when I allow God to do his job. And so a lot of times we're upset with God. We're upset with people and family and friends and children and spouses, and because we're putting on hats that we were never meant to wear.
Or robes.
And so that's not your job.
Take off that judge robe.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
Accept God's judgment. Now, that's a whole nother show. But accept God's judgment whether you like it or not. And we'll talk about that next week. But learn to accept God's judgment.
Because you don't have the brain capacity to understand why he made such a judgment.
Yeah. And deal with your own. And live your life. We want to thank you for tuning in to the Encounter Radio Show. Now listen, normally we don't do this because we done gone all this far and we ain't said nothing about no Misfits Radio, nothing about no Live 365,
right.
Nothing about no YouTube. See, they ain't looking at me today. Or please, just act like I'm saying it because I remember it. Nothing about no Snapchat, Instagram, Google Play.
Google Play.
Yeah, Facebook. What's that thing?
SoundCloud.
None of that. We didn't say nothing about that. iHeart,
iTunes.
Pandora, We didn't say anything about that.
Periscope.
We didn't say, So I just wanted to take the time and say it now. That's where you can find us. That's where you're listening to us. That's where we is. That's where we be. And no, we not Cardi B in this 2 hours. But they might be partying with Cardi B in the next couple hours after we go off. The Misfits of Radio, West Side Misfits are going to be on. They're going to be getting it in. DJ Lab, as always, is in the booth, mixing it up. And KiKi is here, rocking and rolling with me, rolling with the punches, and loving each other and loving you with the love of the Lord as we learn to turn that same love on ourselves. Okay, so we will see you next week, and we're going to pick up where we left off, and we're going to talk about learning to accept God's judgment, because that one right there, that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. And so I don't want us to sneeze at it like it's just, no, that ain't no, yeah, you hear me, that ain't no easy thing. Yeah, I'm going to write it down. All right, so we'll see you next week. Love y'all. Bye. We out.
Be safe.
Come on, everybody, get your feet happy. Let's go. Come on.